This is Get Inspired with Dr. Barb. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you, our wonderful listeners, whether you are a teacher or a parent or just anybody who cares about education. We absolutely are thrilled to have you with us today on our show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb. And today is a special show because we have a very young guest, very young, but already very accomplished. And on the show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb, I like to talk to incredible people who have something to share about education, and not only about that, but also how to improve it. And in addition to that, all of them share some incredible practical strategies that any teacher or parent can implement immediately in the classroom or at home. Today, we have a special guest. His name is Jacob Farkash, and Jacob still is in high school. And not only that, as he's learning and studying very hard because he needs to eventually graduate from high school, he is also already an author and illustrator of his own book. And in addition to that, he started his own podcast and is very active on social media platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Welcome to the show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb, dear Jacob.
Hey, Barbara. So glad to be here today. Thank you so much for having me on the show today.
Thank you so much for being on my show, Jacob. I couldn't wait to talk to you. And is there anything you would like to add to my introduction of you? Please do so if you would like.
Well, today I'm here to talk about my books and how I deal with autism in certain ways and what has been going on with my life, especially in the earlier years of my life.
Awesome. And I cannot wait to hear about all that, all of these areas. As you know, I have a child too who's autistic. I think Kalina is maybe 2 years older. Kalina is 18. You are, how old are you now?
I'm 16.
You are 16. Jacob, I wanted to ask you first, you are active on social media, which is fabulous. I don't see too many autistic people active on social media like you. And I wanted to ask you first, what are you doing being so active on social media? What is your purpose? We all need to know that.
Well, I have my own podcast series called Don't Give Up with Jacob, and on my show, I usually like to talk about what's going on with my life, such as what it's like to have autism, some struggles that I had with my early life, some struggles that I sometimes have now, and my life and my career. And when I have guests on my show, I usually like to interview them, ask them certain questions, and talk about what's maybe going on with their life. And maybe we have some stuff in common with each other. And that's something that I really like to do, and it gives me lots of viewers and fans on social media, and it's what keeps me very active on social media, especially YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook too.
That's awesome. What I hear you saying is you want to be heard. You want to be out there. You want people to hear about your experiences. And many people might still not know about what it means to have autism, right? And what you
That's
go
right.
through. So you want to be heard and you want to have these
Yes,
conversations.
exactly. I want to be heard. I want to spread the message of autism to everyone worldwide.
Exactly. And in order to do this, you have to be on the platforms, you have to be on social media. But it is so much different than as opposed to some kind of scrolling and not really having any passion. You have a concrete idea, concrete passion. You know why you're on social media. So that is so valuable because I think that many young people sometimes they don't really know. They just kind of look at social media are there, but they don't have any particular purpose. And your purpose is already so clear, and you're only 16, which is very interesting. Why did you think that starting a podcast would be something cool? Why did you want to do that?
Well, I'm an author and illustrator, and I thought writing and illustrating books would help me spread special messages of autism, and I wanted to be popular and especially to kids so that many elementary school kids could read and enjoy my books worldwide. And I also wanted to start my own podcast series to talk about with many other people,
Yeah.
not just in the US but worldwide, about what it's like to have autism so I could become like a very popular autism influencer as
Mm-hmm.
well as a teenage author and illustrator. And I thought maybe starting a podcast could actually get me somewhere in my career. So we came up with the name Don't Give Up with Jacob,
Right.
since at the end of my book, The Missing Voice, it teaches people, even on your hardest days, don't give up. And that's like my catchphrase, something that everyone needs to know about and understand. And yeah, that's why I'm having this awesome podcast on social media for everyone worldwide to be able to watch.
I love that because when we look around, a lot of people are they have their own podcast, right? It's something very
Yeah,
special. You can collaborate with other people, like you're saying, you can have conversations. You basically have your own stage. And you said, I want to be autism influencer. Isn't it cool? I mean, I don't even know if a term like that exists, autism influencer. But
yeah,
you
I'm not sure
make
that
it
really exists
sound
either.
cool, right? Autism is not something yes, it comes with challenges, but it's something that people should know more about. And having a podcast is one of the ways of spreading this awareness. Tell us also about your book, because I know that in the book touches on something that you went through in your early life, as I heard you yourself saying that you didn't speak. If you could tell us about it and how it ties to the book, that is going to be very interesting, because I think the book, the idea of not speaking earlier and then finding your voice, it's also like a metaphorical idea, because sometimes people can speak, but it doesn't mean they have their voice.
That's
So
right,
tell us about
yeah.
your early life and what happened, and how it tied to the book.
Well, at a young age, I had trouble communicating with others, like I didn't know what was going on with me, and neither did my family. And this was during the time when I was really little, and we were living in Long Island, New York at the time, and I went to a special preschool, which I had to take a school bus to, and at the special preschool back in New York, they taught me how to use things like popsicle sticks, signs, and they also taught me sign language words such as more. And throughout the book, I get lots of help from many people to find my voice. And since this was something that really affected my early life, I thought I'd like write a book about it for everyone worldwide to be able to read about my early life and happened with my early life. So I wrote the book and got it published, and it's already a bestseller, especially with such touching messages like good things take time and anything's possible, and even on your hardest days, don't give up. And I'm glad to have it in this world and published so I can share this special message and backstory with many other people worldwide.
I love this because the message is very universal, right? It's not
Yeah,
many people have obstacles in life. We all go through tough times, and the message resonates with everyone. It doesn't matter if they have autism or some other condition, or they don't have any condition. But these days, everybody has something. Even if they're not diagnosed with autism or attention deficit, many people have anxiety and all kinds of other conditions, sometimes even not diagnosed. So I think everybody struggles with something. I love this message. Don't give up, right? Don't give up. Keep
Yeah.
going. Find ways of cheering yourself up a little bit. And it's going to get sometimes tough, but keep going. But what happened for you? What kind of breakthrough happened when you eventually started talking? Like, can you tell us, can you take us to this moment? Like, how did it really happen? Do you remember?
Well, how this happened was at my special preschool during my pre-K graduation, my teachers taught me how to say it, Mr. Mike, which is the name of my music teacher at the special preschool. And I said that on pre-K graduation in front of the entire school. And then when I moved to Florida and grew up, I was able to speak more and more. And
Yeah.
then I learned some new ways to help myself through tough times, like doing some like breathing exercises, taking like breaks, getting some water, and that really helped me find my voice and my way. And that's what really inspired me to write this book, to share
Yeah.
people what has been going on and how I was able to find my voice.
Amazing. Sounds like this music teacher was really interesting.
Yeah, he was.
He basically made you say like your first words, right?
Yeah, I love to draw, color, sing, and listen to all sorts of music,
Yeah.
which that was what most of my teachers taught me to do. And it's also some ways how I found my voice. And I still love to sing, draw, color, and listen to music to this day because it's really soothing
Hmm.
and fun. And really like how it helps me with tough times and big feelings, and also just for comfort whenever I feel like it.
I love this because what you saying means that help came for you in terms of helping you starting to talk. It came from teachers who taught arts. So like art, music. That's where the real help came from you. And that is really very interesting to me, and probably will be interesting to others too, to you, our dear audience. And I also would like to know, and I'm sure that the audience would like to know too, many children with autism, teenagers with autism, are just very shy. And there are reasons for that, right? They
Yeah.
have low self esteem. Often their talents and strengths are not considered their strengths. They consider sometimes performing not as well in school. There's always issues. They struggle a lot. They don't see themselves as having any power. And I wonder what you think as far as your teachers and parents both, so both the school and from your parents, what helped you to sort of like come out of the shell, get on social media, start the podcast, write the book? What helped you in starting to express yourself in the public way? Because that's what happens. Once you start expressing yourself, it's going to happen. It has to happen in a public way, right? You're out there.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
helped you with that?
Well, I like to listen to a lot of music, and I was also inspired by many other great books from my childhood,
Hmm.
and that's what helped me want to write books and illustrate books so I can share them with many people worldwide and become super popular and
Right.
famous. And that's why I also wanted to start my own podcast series to help out people with tough times throughout
Hmm.
special messages. So, yeah, I thank all my teachers. I thank my parents. I thank everyone who helped me come this far into life and for helping me become who I am today. And it really means a lot, and it still means a lot to me to this day. So thanks for everyone who has helped me become who I am through these tough times, including my teachers, my parents, and my therapy dog Mia as well.
That's amazing, Jacob. Jacob, so it's really so interesting. What helped you in starting to talk was the music teacher, was music. Now, when I'm asking you, like, what helped you in putting yourself out there in public, on social media, with the podcast, with the book, right? Is again one of these things that help you is music again. I wonder if, and interestingly, music is huge help in terms of
Yeah.
my child's ideas and finding strengths and finding like self-awareness and better self-esteem. What's in music that is so helpful? And I know that I'm asking you like more deeper questions right now, right? We hear the
Yeah.
music is helpful, but I have to ask you, what is so helpful in music that made you get out there in public on social media? Was it a particular
So
artist? Was it music, words, lyrics? We want to know it all.
music has always been a big thing in life that I really love. I especially like music, including rock music, pop music, including like guitars.
Yeah.
I absolutely love guitars. They're just so cool, and I even want to own my very own guitar so badly if they weren't so expensive. And
Yeah.
I especially like listening to music such as Maroon 5, the
Yeah.
early Maroon 5, Bruno Mars, Michael Jackson, and even some rap music too, like Eminem. And
Mm-hmm.
I really love listening to music because it just makes me unique and I just want to sing along, and it always gets me very energetic, and it's really what helped me find my voice, and it's really helped me figure out who I really am and what I really love with my life.
Wow. So the music becomes like a part of you, and and it it kind of helps you in being more like ready to express yourself, right? It
Yes,
brings
that's right.
something out of you, and it is not easy to explain what exactly music does, because when you think of, I remember when I asked my child, like, what helped you? What about the music? Because I know it helps them a lot. And they say, my child goes by they pronouns. They listened to a lot of lyrics coming from certain rappers who had some issues, in their own lives too, and they were singing in those songs. Sometimes they were making like like a video on social media in which they expressed things that were happening in their lives, and they were giving like advice to their audience, right, to their fans. And some of these
Yeah.
words actually influenced my child a lot too. Did it happen to you too, or not as much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, it's very relaxing and very comforting, and it really makes me stand out from the rest. And
Yeah.
it's something that I just love listening to, and I especially like watching musical movies such as School of Rock. I find that
Mm-hmm.
to be a very great movie because it has Jack Black starring in it, of course, and there also are many guitars, which, once again, I love guitars. And there's also some other instruments such as a bass, piano, and drums. And I just
Yeah.
love music and instruments, and I find it to be really soothing and comfortable.
I see that the music has so many influences on you and will continue to have. And also, it's like therapeutic. It's energizing, but also it's therapeutic. It has a lot in it, a lot of potential. So thank you so much for explaining it. I think this can help a lot of people who have autism and young people. Maybe they'll appreciate
Yeah.
music more, or maybe they explore music more if they haven't so far. And now I wanted to ask you, because obviously you've been already quite successful, and I wanted to ask you, what if you had any advice to teachers who maybe not always know how to help, how to approach a person with autism, in their classroom? What would be number one tip you would give to a teacher?
The number one tip I'd give to a teacher is students, all kids are different. Some students may have some different disabilities that some other students may not, but
Hmm.
it counts to be nice to everyone no matter what their ability is and enjoy your time with them before they completely grow up and just take good care of students because everyone is different and special in their own way, no matter who they are, no matter what
Hmm.
they like, no matter where they come from, or no matter what they or no matter what school they go to. Everyone counts in this world.
I love this. And I liked how you said that teachers should enjoy these kids because, yes, they might have some challenges, but before you know, they'll be out of the school and you didn't even devote some time to actually enjoying them, being present in just in during the time of your interactions with them, right? So this is a very, very cool tip. I love it. Jacob, what about someone who has autism and they are a teenager? Maybe they don't have as much luck as far as having great teachers around them, and they kind of think about themselves that they are lost. Nobody really appreciates anything that they bring to the table, so to speak, and they have very low self-esteem. What would you advise such a kid?
I have some friends who are teenagers like me and also struggle with autism and many other disabilities, but I would tell them that being yourself is what you need in this world, and especially being good friends with these people means that I should enjoy being their friend and they should enjoy being my friend too before they get old and then who knows what will happen to them eventually. So yeah, you matter, you count in this world, and being a nice friend is what people need in this world so that they're not lonely, they're not
Yeah.
upset, they're not frustrated. So, yeah, that's some advice that they definitely need, especially people who are actually my friends.
That's awesome. It's kind of simple. You don't really have to do much more different things that you already doing. You already are different a little bit, right? So
Yeah,
just
that's right,
embrace
I am.
your difference. Think good about yourself. And also, if you even if you don't have a lot of friends, maybe you have one or two, so just cherish the friendship you already have. I think a lot of
Yeah,
what you're saying kind of refers like to gratitude. Be grateful for your differences and be grateful for the friends you currently have.
yeah, that's right. It's good
I
to be
love it.
different in this world. That's what you need.
Yep. Yeah, we need it. Differences should make us happier. I consider myself even like a different professor than other professors out there, and I like it. It makes me feel different and it makes me feel happy, and I can feel that I am yourself, right? I'm not like other ones. And
Exactly,
it's
yes.
it's cool.
It is cool, you're right.
Exactly. And Jacob, what advice would you have for a parent? For a parent who, parents struggle too, right? And
Yeah, they
they
definitely
struggle
do.
because they want to help their children. Sometimes it's hard to work with the school in order to help their child. So they do go through a lot and many years, right? Because you can count all these years. There's elementary, there's middle, there's high. And what advice would you give to a parent who goes through all these struggles because they have one or maybe two autistic children?
Parents definitely go through struggles, especially with their children, but I'd give them such great advice like you should enjoy being a mother or father, and you should be lucky that you have kids to care about and take good care of, and enjoy being a mother or father before your children grow up, and
Mm-hmm.
cherish every good memory that you have with your children, because everyone is different and special in their own way, no matter if you're a kid, a parent, a teacher, a dentist, or anything. Enjoy being you, because everyone counts in this world, including kids and parents too.
I love that. And I wonder, going back again, it goes to show you about the value of gratitude, right? Be grateful for even the struggles you're going through. And I could speak about my own struggles. And many of these sort of struggles and challenges led me to things I'm doing. I'm writing a book about autism now. I am vocal about, being parent of an autistic child, right? I have all this knowledge and the experiences. I wouldn't have had all this knowledge and experiences had I not have a autistic child. So there is a lot of incredible situations and feelings and experiences that comes with interacting with autistic people, just getting to know them better and their talents and skills, just absolutely amazing. And that's why I personally think that parents of autistic children should be out there too on social media. Talk about these skills, talk about these talents, right? They
Yeah, I
shouldn't be
definitely agree.
shy, right? And Jacob, what would you advise again, going back to a teen who's kind of lost and doesn't know what to do, and they maybe have, I'm sure that they have some talents. You have found your ways through writing a book, being on social media, having a podcast. Not every kid, teen might want to choose this, right? Not everybody will want to start a
Exactly.
podcast. Not everybody will want to write a book. What would you advise to, and I'm asking you a kind of a difficult question, to a child who maybe does not want to do a podcast, does not want to write a book, but they're looking for some kind of inspiration as far as how they can express themselves, and their thoughts and their ideas and experiences about autism. Would you have any advice for them as far as how they can find what they could do?
Yeah, I definitely have some advice, because I know that not everyone really wants to have their own podcast
Mm-hmm.
or write books and maybe want to do something else. Like maybe they'd want to become like some sort of traveler, maybe a magician, maybe like a comedian,
Yeah.
maybe like a firefighter, a doctor, a chef, just anything. But what I'd say to them is find what you like to do and find a career that's perfect for you, because everyone is interested and has talent
Mhm.
and is interested in many different things, and find what your talent and what your career is, because that's what you like to do and that's what you should be doing in your life. Don't force yourself to do things that you don't really feel comfortable with, and do what you enjoy in your life as your talents and in your everyday life career.
That's awesome advice. I absolutely love it and I agree with this. I agree with this a lot. And now as we come into the end of our episode, I wanted to ask you if you could tell our audience, Jacob is going to tell you, our wonderful audience, where you can find Jacob on social media. He is literally everywhere. Where you can follow him, where you can find Jacob's book, and also where you can subscribe to his podcast. So tell us all where the audience can find you.
All right, so for everybody watching this episode of Get Inspired with Dr. Barbara out there, please follow me and my books, tell all your friends about me, and subscribe to me, and like my videos, and turn on your notifications for more of my new videos on YouTube. And please check me out on LinkedIn and Facebook. And if you haven't already, please check out my books on Amazon, and you can also find some of my books at Barnes & Noble as well. And please help me make my future dreams come true. And I love every single one of you out there watching this podcast series episode right now. And do what you enjoy for your everyday life, no matter who you are, no matter what you like to do, and no matter what your abilities and talents are. So please go and tell your friends about me and check me out.
Thank you so much, Jacob. That was fabulous. And also, you managed to tell us some wonderful, inspirational messages. I absolutely love it. It was great to have you on my show and to be able to talk to you about all these ideas and the advice you have for so many different populations, right? Parents,
Yeah.
teachers, and young people like you who might be struggling with autism, and you gave them some ideas. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I would like to ask you, fabulous audience, to follow Jacob, to support him, because he's just a fabulous young people who is really becoming a big autism influencer. And of course, follow Get Inspired with Dr. Barb show so you never miss our episodes. And we will see you on social media. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Jacob.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having me.
You're welcome. This is Get Inspired with Dr. Barb.